Welcome back, everybody, to the Bucs Planet Podcast. I am, of course, your host, Will Neely, with another episode. And I know I've made an episode in a couple weeks now, but that is because we had a bye week. Okay, there's nothing to talk about on a bye week. I mean, people say, oh, there's a lot of time. There's nothing to talk about on a bye week. Okay, people say there's not. And I am 100% honest with you guys all the time. There's nothing to talk about. And I'll say this. I did forget to make an episode last week after the Titans game and before the Seahawks game. Okay, I forgot about that. But I promise I'm going to try to get these once a week. So after every game, so at some point in the week, you will be hearing my feedback about what I thought about the game. So with that being said, I'm going to start out first with the Titans game. I'm not going to talk about it that much because it's a little irritating to go back and talk about, but I'll tell you one thing. I thought we were going to make Tannehill look like, a Hall of Fame quarterback, and we kind of did, but not really. We put up the defense didn't play horrible. It didn't play great. They didn't play horrible, though. And so I give them some credit. We still did a bunch of stupid stuff. Carlton Davis gets 2 back-to-back interceptions and then back-to-back penalties that negated the interception. Best cover corner, guys. He's the best cover corner. Yeah, when he commits a penalty and cheats, he's the best cover corner. I mean, what can you say? When he cheats, he's good. It's like, so you take this kid in your class, okay? He has like a 1.5 GPA, and then the teacher goes, oh, he's a smart kid. Like, he did good on this one test. Look, he got 100 on this test. Yeah, because he probably cheated on it. And then he gets caught for cheating. You're like, yeah, he's a smart kid when he cheats. It's exactly like Carlton Davis. Yeah, he's a good corner when he's holding the receiver, when he's interfering with the pass, when he's pushing him on the ground. Then he's a good corner. I mean, what can I say? He's a good. Congratulations. So I'm tired of him. And I'll tell you the thing I'm tired about, actually. I'm just going to get right into it. I'm tired of freaking losing. I mean, we go out there and we lose every week. And every week I get on this podcast and I tell you why we lose. And every week it's the same 3 gosh darn reasons. The DBs suck. The O-line sucks. And we have too many turnovers. Every week. I mean, how is it the same thing every week? Now, with the Titans game, I know what you're going to say. And guess what? We're going to get into this. We're actually going to get into it right now. Tennessee Titans run a fake field goal. Okay? And Devin White, good football player, talk about him in a minute, makes a tackle, forces a fumble. We return it all the way for a touchdown. Oh, but the refs blew it dead. So touchdown negated. And guess how many points we lose by? Oh, a touchdown. We lost by 4 points. So if we scored the touchdown, we would have won the game. But the refs blew it dead. So let me just think, okay? So this happens to I know I've talked about this before, but I'm going to talk about it again because I want to. So this happens to the New Orleans Saints. Okay, same situation. They run a thing all the way back. Oh, blown dead. Plays over, and it should have been a touchdown for the Saints. Oh, but you guys know what happened then. Oh, I mean, we just had storms and raids, and then the officials came out and they said, we're changing the rule for the Saints. We're going to let plays like that where we don't know if he's down or not, we're just going to let him go every time. Because then, if we do see he's down, then we can just move the ball back. Instead of, if he wasn't down, you can't just give them the touchdown again. But, when it happens to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, nobody cares. Nobody cares. We lost the game by a touchdown. The Saints lost the game by multiple touchdowns in their scenario. Could you imagine if they lost the game by 1 touchdown like we did? Oh, good. I would, if I was the NFL officials or anything, I'd be, locking down my house. Have you guys ever seen The Purge? Have you ever seen The Purge? In the first Purge, the guy has like this system where he pushes a button and these like freaking steel metal things just go, okay, I understand that sounded stupid, but it's basically like these steel bars just go surround the house. Make it impossible to get in because it's the Purge and people are going to try to kill you. That's what the officials should be doing if that happened to the Saints where they lost by 1 touchdown and it was because the refs accidentally blew a play dead. I mean, but it happens to the Bucs and no one cares. No one cares. We lost the game because of a bad call. Nobody cares. No, not a single person cares. And then, we get the email from the NFL. Oh, sorry, guys. We messed up. This should have been ruled a touchdown. Oh, thanks. Thanks for your email, Goodell. Because that's what they do. The officials email a team after something like that happens. Because we'll send this is what NFL teams do. If they have a play that they think is like, why was this called what it was? What you do is the team will clip the play and send it to the NFL Refs Association, and then they'll send it back and say, hey, this is why this was a penalty, or sorry, we messed up on this. And this is what we did. We said, so the guy's clearly not down, and yet he was ruled down. Why was he ruled down? And the NFL will send an email back and say, oops, my bad, we messed up. That's it. No, and then end of discussion, then game over. Okay, move on. To the Saints, I've already been over, but it's so ridiculous. I'm tired of the double standard of the NFL because they think, oh, no, the Bucs are bad. We can just get away with screwing them over. No, they don't have many fans because they're so bad. No one wants to go to the games. They think they can do that. I'm tired of the double standard because one day we're going to be good again. We're going to have a bunch of fans because there are fans here. They're like, they don't know fans. When we were winning the Super Bowl, we couldn't even get a season ticket in Raymond James. Couldn't even do it. Couldn't even, if you tried to get a season ticket, you couldn't. They're here. They're just at Lightning games instead because, people say Tampa's a hockey town. Tampa likes the Lightning. Tampa is a hockey town. Tampa is not a hockey town. Tampa is a bandwagon town. Tampa is a fair weather fan town. So whatever team is winning, they go watch them play. And I know what you're going to say. Well, we still can't get a person in the Rays game except when the playoffs run. Yes, because Rays have a crappy stadium and a crappy location. The Lightning and the Bucs do not have that situation. They have pretty nice stadiums and decent locations that are not super far. So if the Bucs start winning again, I will bet you $1 million we'll be selling out the stadium. But right now we can't, because why would we? There's nothing to cheer for. And then the refs are like, okay, we can get away with being, not as good officials towards this team because their fans aren't going to come carve us out like the Saints fans. And I'm tired of that. And I'm here to expose that because the officials, all of them, the person who made that call should be fired because that's the difference between a win and a loss for a team. Changes momentum, changes everything. So that official should be gone. Say goodbye. Bye-bye to him, I hope. The NFL made a new rule where it's actually easier to fire officials. So we need to go ahead and enact that rule and fire that individual right away. That's what we need to do. But anyway, the problem is we should not be letting the game go down to a call. And do you know why it came down to a call? Because we had 3 turnovers. Well, actually, at that point, we had two turnovers. Bruce Arians said that the receivers ran wrong routes. I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe Jameis just was an idiot again, like we know. I don't know. I just know we had 2 turnovers, and we lost the game. So I don't really care. It's just the same thing, man. And the offensive line. So Jameis is clearly audibling the play. He's motioning people. He's looking at the defense. And out of nowhere, Jensen just snaps it. Jameis didn't even say hi. He's not even looking. He's looking at the receivers on the left to make sure they're lined up right because he just changed the play. So he's looking towards the left, and Jensen just snaps the ball. And it hits Jameis right in the helmet because he's not looking. Bounces off his helmet, and then a defender falls on it. And that's just Buccaneer football. That's it right there. Buccaneer football. Quarterback trying to change the play. Center snaps it. Goes off the quarterback's head. Defender gets it inside the 10-yard line. That's Buccaneer. It's a Bucs life, for real. That's what it is. And then we also do another idiotic thing. I noticed this. I went back and I watched the film on the Titans-Bucs game, and I saw the defense, okay? I swear, I saw at least 4 plays right before the Titans would get a big play. I saw 4 plays where our defenders are staring at each other, yelling at each other, and then the ball snapped and they're not looking, and then they get beat because we don't know what we're doing. Then the play where after Jensen botched the snap and they got it inside the 10. Hargraves is looking at the linebacker, and they're both screaming at each other. Like they're both like pointing at each other as if like they're not lined up right. And then as they're yelling at each other, the Titans snap it and there's a guy wide open middle of the field. And then we do it again. Then I saw this one. This was the most Buccaneer thing I've ever seen. So I see the Bucs defense on the field. Okay, I see the safety, Whitehead. I see Hargraves. I see Carlton Davis. And I see, I think that was it. I just saw the three of them. And by the way, corners, they were on opposite sides of the field. They were all three looking at each other with their hands up. They're going, what? I mean, they looked like deer in headlights before the play. And Whitehead's like, no, you do that. And he's like pointing at both of them what to do. And then Hargrave's looking around, and he's like he's almost has his back to the wide receiver. He's so lost. He's trying to like look at where everyone else is lined up. And then they snap the ball when Hargraves isn't looking, and he gets beat. I mean, and there's three people wide open on the play because we didn't know what we're doing. I mean, we must just have the biggest idiots on the field. I mean, how do we not know what we're doing? Every year it's like this. We are the only team. I mean, I'm going to look for this on film from now on. I mean, look at us before the play is snapped. And I guarantee you, like on every drive, at least 2 plays, we have no idea what we're doing. And we're staring around, yelling at each other, pointing at each other. I mean, do you ever, when you watch the New England Patriots, do they ever do that? No. When you watch the Chicago Bears defense, do they do that? No. When you watch any other freaking NFL secondary, do they do that? No, they don't. Only we do that because only we have the idiots. I mean, we must have an IQ of like -10. I mean, how do you? I mean, Hargraves is this is Hargraves' 4th year. Is this his 4th year? Yeah, I think this is Hargraves' 4th year. And how does he still not know the playbook? I understand, it's a new defensive coach. Yeah, but he's been in the league so long. He needs to be learning. I mean, he looks more lost than the rookies. Whitehead's in his 2nd year, and he looks more put together and more prepared than Hargraves does. And we have Carlton Davis. I mean, I don't even know what he's doing. I mean, sometimes I'm just like, do you even know where you are? Oh, he's the best cover corner, though, yeah. He's the best cover corner when he causes, pass interference. Like when he's interfering and making illegal contact with the wide receiver, he's a very good corner. I mean, I said that in the beginning of the video. I'm going to say it now. It's true. So I credit him for that. Because Hargraves is just a bad corner. I mean, I'll say this about Carlton Davis. At least he's a good corner when he commits a penalty. Hargraves could commit a penalty and still be bad. That's how bad Hargraves is. I mean, he could hold the guy the whole way, trip him up for pass interference, and he's still 20 yards behind the guy. So, I mean, at least you have to give Davis credit where it's due. Because Hargraves is bad even when he does cheat. And he does that a lot. So, the Titans game, it was just one of those frustrating deals where it's like, okay, we're playing a backup quarterbacks. We're going to make him look like a Hall of Famer. Didn't as much as I thought we would. We really had a chance in that game to win. And, of course, we failed to do so like normal. We did get screwed by the NFL. And there was our, I think, 5th week on the road. Yeah, it was our 5th week on the road. We haven't had a home game 5 weeks. So it's tough, I understand. But we're coming off of a bye week, okay? Coming off of a bye week. And yet, our center just snaps the ball. I mean, we just looked unprepared. And this is really not on the coaching because these coaches are good. I am convinced of that. Our players just stink. I don't know what you want me to say. And I know what you're going to say. Well, Will, how come it was Lovie Smith's fault when he was the coach? He had mostly, not really Lovie, but how come Dirk Cutter had mostly the same roster? And yet now you're saying it's the players? How come you didn't say it was the players when Cutter was here? When Cutter was here, we looked unprepared. So this is my answer to this. When Cutter was here, we looked unprepared week in and week out. Unprepared. How does a team look unprepared? A team looks unprepared when we're sitting there and we get blown out by teams that aren't good. And look, the penalties, that's a big thing. Cutter had a bunch of penalties. We had stupid play calls. Okay, I know we also have stupid play calls now. The thing is, I want you to look now just to prove my point, because it's kind of hard to phrase my words, because Arians is an experienced head coach. Cutter was not. It's harder to believe in Cutter than Arians. And if you have any doubts that, oh, Will just, he just has a bias towards Arians or whatever, Cutter, was just as good. Okay, I want you to look right now at where Dirk Cutter is. I want you to go ahead and look at the Falcons. Falcons have they should have one of the best offenses in the league. Oh, and Cutter's supposed to be an offensive genius? Oh, what's the Falcons' record? Oh, it's the same as the Dolphins, who were purposely tanking. Oh, it's the same as the Jets, who lost to the Dolphins, who were purposely tanking. Oh, that's where Cutter is. So now, do you believe me now? Look at Cutter. He's on a 1-8 team, I think. Or 1-7. I mean, they'll be 1-8. They ain't going to win many more games. I mean, they'll probably beat us, just knowing us, but they suck. I mean, they do. The Falcons suck. They're worse than we are. I mean, they might beat us, but, they're worse than we are. And they have a loaded team. See, we have nobody on our team. They have a loaded team, and they suck. So that shows you Cutter right there. And Cutter had several disciplinary issues, and he wasn't a good coach. So I believe in this coaching staff. I do not believe in our players. I do not believe in our general manager. And until that changes, we will not be good. And I will stand by saying that. Until we fire Jason Light and bring in a good general manager, this team will be going nowhere. I don't care if you have Bill Belichick coaching our team, Nick Saban coaching our team, Bruce Arians coaching our team, and any of the best coaches that have played, like Vince Lombardi or John Madden coaching our team. This team will be going 0 places as long as Jason Light's the general manager. I know it's depressing. We just sound a 5-year extension, but that's just what it is. That's really the underlying issue. Is as long as Jason Light's here, we will not be good. And we're going to keep losing because of the players Jason Light has brought in. I mean, he's been here for 6 years. And you look, what has he created? 6 defensive backs in 3 years. And they all suck. They're all bad. And now, speaking of that, I would like to transition to the Seahawks game, where it was a classic Buccaneer football game. Seahawks are supposed to blow us out. Seahawks are real good. They are. They have Russell Wilson's an MVP candidate, and you know what that means. The Bucs secondary was like, we're in trouble. Because we're in trouble when third-string quarterbacks play. Could you imagine when an MVP plays us? It's tough. So what do? Of course, we let up 5 touchdowns to Russell Wilson. He had the best statistical performance of the year. One of his best career all-time performances. That's what we made Russell Wilson look like. It's a typical ball game. And let me tell you about this individual. Okay, Carlton Davis gets hurt in warm-ups, okay? I could not care less. But I guess it's bad for the team. So we have to now put Hargraves at the number 1 outside corner spot. And let me tell you, this is when you know you suck. When your own coaching staff, okay, Hargraves is a top, he was picked 11th, but he would have been picked top 10 if we didn't trade down to get the 11th pick. So I'm just, for the sake of where we would have drafted him, he is a top 10 pick. Okay, if you're a top 10 pick and you're a cornerback, that means you are a shutdown cornerback. This guy is so bad that the coaches benched him. So Carlton Davis goes down. It's Hargraves now is supposed to be the number 1 corner. They put him in the slot. The slot. And that's, in my opinion, and it's really not even an opinion, it's a fact. If you're an outside corner and you get put in the slot, that is a downgrade. You get demoted when you get put in the slot because you're covering slot receivers who don't run deep, who aren't as good as the outside receivers. So you're basically getting demoted. And now with the cornerback injured, we demote Hargraves. That's how bad he is. And then we send in, well, I'm going to spend a very, very long time talking about a third-round pick, Jamel Dean from the University of Auburn, making his first NFL start. And just to put it shortly, it was the worst performance. It's the worst debut from a cornerback in NFL history. It has been. That's a fact. It's been stated. You can look at the stats. He had the worst performance, he had the worst debut of a cornerback in NFL history. So again, Jason Light, we drafted a historic player. He broke the record books for the worst player to ever make a debut. I mean, are you kidding me? Did you watch this idiot play football? I mean, what? How is he even in the league? Let me tell you what Jamel Dean did. So, he gave up a total of 3 touchdowns, committed a penalty that gave the Seahawks a first down in overtime where they then scored. He gave up 200 yards. Let me break it down. In the first quarter, and the first drive of the game, he gives up a touchdown to Tyler Lockett. Then, later in the game, Jamel Dean got beat for a 54-yard touchdown by DK Metcalf. And then, Dean committed, this is what I said, in overtime, Dean committed an illegal contact penalty, which gave the Seahawks a first down. And then, the very next play, after the penalty, he allowed another touchdown to DK Metcalf. Or he didn't allow a touchdown. He allowed a big gain, which went to the 6-yard line, and then he gave up a touchdown. 3 touchdowns to two different receivers. 1 to Lockett, 2 to DK Metcalf. Over 150 yards he allowed from these receivers combined. And let me tell you this. A lot of people after the game said, oh, see, Hargraves isn't that bad. We didn't hear his name called at all. Like, he's having a good game. He had a good game. No, he didn't. He did not have a good game. You go back and watch film, he was beat too. But Jamel Dean is so bad that you couldn't resist throwing to him. And I don't think I've ever seen this in NFL history. They threw to whoever Jamel Dean was covering, a consecutive 6 plays in a row. Have you ever heard of that? No, you have not. 6 plays in a row, Russell Wilson threw to whoever he was covering because they knew he was bad. And I know what you're going to say. I know exactly what you're going to say. Well, Will, this is a rookie. He wasn't even supposed to play. But Carlton Davis got injured and he was forced into action. And I understand he's going to make mistakes. I am aware. But, I mean, can you give me a break? Did this guy show any hope of ever being good? Of ever not looking like an idiot? I mean, this is just a typical Jason Light draft pick. A defensive back who sucks. And you're saying, Will, it's one game. Dude, I mean, I'm tired of this. Oh, Will, it's one. You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of you people. Okay, now, I don't know, some of you do this. Some of you don't do this. You have to say, Will, be patient. Be patient. They're young. How come every freaking year I have to be patient? When do we start winning games? When are we going to start that? Because every year, oh, it's a rookie, Will. Will, it's a rookie. Will, rookie. He's going to make mistakes. Shut up. I'm tired of this. Every single year, we have rookies in key positions, and we're not the only team, guys. For you people that say that to me, we are not the only team that starts rookies. It's just our rookies suck, and other rookies don't suck. That's the difference. Do you know that's the difference? So then, when I get frustrated and I say Jamel Dean sucks because what does he do? Suck. And you guys say, when I'm saying you guys, it's really just some of these people on the internet that think they have a higher level of intellect, but they don't. because they don't know what it's like to be a Bucs fan. You have all these NFL analysts, and they're saying, you guys need to be patient with this guy. You're not a Bucs fan. You don't tell me to be patient. You don't know what it's like to be me. They don't know what it's like to be us. We deserve better than this. We deserve better than every year being told that to be patient, that our time's going to come. It's been how many years since we won the Super Bowl? It's been how many years since we made the playoffs? I think right now the Bucs have the longest playoff drought in the NFL. Or actually, I think the Browns do, and then us. It's absolute it's absolute garbage, man. So, do I understand it was Jamel Dean's first game? Yes, I do. Do I care? No, because we still lost. And it was his fault. Was it all his fault? No, but was it 90% his fault? Yes, it was. And I don't care what you say, it was 90% his fault. James, and here's the thing, you guys, I just got finished watching the Alabama LSU game, and I'm a big Alabama fan. A bunch of my family went there. It's kind of our family school. And again, I'm disappointed that Alabama didn't win. But I'll admit, though, okay, I'm going to get off topic here for a little bit. That game, it was called the Game of the Century. That definitely lived up to the hype. That was a really good game. LSU is very good. I just got in there, actually. I might go there for college. I'm not sure. So, again, hats off to LSU for beating them. I still think Alabama should be in the top 4. They put up a good fight, and I think that if they play again, Alabama would win. Kind of like they did in 2011 when LSU beat them in the regular season, and then Alabama blew them out in the national championship game. I think that's a possibility. Yeah, it's tough with the loss of that. But anyway, Joe Burrow and Tua played, okay? Supposed to be like, the two best quarterbacks in the draft. And I know a lot of people are saying, we need to draft Tua or we need to draft Joe Burrow. And I just want to tell you people, Jameis is not, and people who actually understand Buccaneers football, you can look at this. Jameis is not the biggest issue on the team. He's just not. Jameis plays really bad against the Panthers. We lose. Jameis has probably his best performance of the year outside of the Rams game against the Seahawks. And guess what? We lose 41-35 in overtime. I think that's the score. So he plays bad, we lose. He plays good, we lose. Did you see that? You know what was the common thing in both of them? We lose. We have too many things. Jameis has too many things to overcome. He has to overcome the organization. He has to overcome the general manager, the bad players around him. Okay, now as a coach that understands how messed up this whole situation is, but he still has to overcome things. If we draft a rookie, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the exact same thing. We're still going to lose. And then guess what we're going to have to be told? Oh, you guys have to be patient. He's only a rookie quarterback. We need to get better players around Jameis. How do you do that? You get rid of Jason Light because he can't do it. That's a fact. He can't do it. You people, I know it's the hot thing. Oh, let's get a new quarterback. Let's get a new quarterback. You guys have to, let's be honest here. And honestly, I think all of you guys would agree with this. We just suck. And our team is bad. And it's not all Jameis's fault. And if we get a new quarterback, it's going to be the same thing. And then everyone's going to say, oh, like let's pretend we pick Joe Burrow. They're going to say, oh, Burrow's, it's going to be 2 years into his career. He's going to be bad because we're going to have no offensive line. We're going to have no defense still. And everyone's going to be like, oh, Burrow's so bad. Oh, and there's going to be some new hot guy who goes to a big SEC school that everyone's going to want. And it's going to be the same thing. So is Jameis the answer? Probably not. But stop acting like drafting a rookie quarterback is going to fix our problems because it's not. We need to be drafting an offensive lineman to start with. Because we cannot pick defensive backs to save our life. So might as well change it up a little bit, pick a lineman. We haven't done that in a while. That's where it starts. That's how you build a team. You build it in the trenches first, and you work from the inside out. Okay, and then once you have a good, solid offensive line foundation, maybe finally sign a good cornerback or something to have some base to the defense, then you maybe go draft a rookie quarterback. But am I saying that if Joe Burrow or Tua are on the board, should we not pick them? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we need to calm down here with this whole sensation of getting a rookie quarterback, because it's not going to fix all the problems. It's just not. But anyway, back to Jamel Dean. I saw I read an article in the paper about players that are gonna get shipped out after this season. It's probably going to be their last season here. And I agreed with it. And here's the players that me and the paper, Tampa Bay Times, I know they're fake news, but I do agree with them on this. Tampa Bay Times fake news in terms of football. Okay, let's not confuse things. In terms of football, because you guys remember when they said about training camp? They said the defense is fixed. Yeah, it ain't fixed. It is not fixed. So this is who we all said that's going to be leaving the Bucs next year. DeMar Dotson. Yep, good riddance. And Vernon Hargreaves. Good. Finally. That project has been long overdue to be ended. I would be very happy if Hargreaves left. I think he will. I don't think we pick up his option. And they say Golston's going to leave. William Golston, he's been here way too long. That'll be fine. We think that Ndamukong Suh's going to leave. He's been good in the run game, but he has done nothing really to generate pressure on the quarterback. Wouldn't mind if he left. And they think Pierre-Paul's going to go, who I'm going to miss. Hopefully we can find a way to re-sign him. But look, this is what needs to happen. We need to be and Brait we said was going to go too, which I agree with. The guy's caught 11 passes this year, and he's getting paid $7.5 million. That's a joke. Trade him away. Do something with him. I don't care what we do with him. Get him gone. Keep O.J. Howard. Bring in some actual. Maybe use that money to sign a good free agent, like a good lineman or something. I'm just so sick of this every year. But anyways, so the Bucs lost to the Seahawks. Okay, Matt Gay did have a missed field goal, and that was annoying. But I have to admit, he's been perfect ever since the debacle against the Giants, where he lost us the game. He's been perfect since then. I give him credit. But still, he did miss a field goal. That wasn't why we lost, though. Maybe you can say that because it went into overtime, and if he kicked the field goal, it wouldn't have gotten into overtime. But then at the same time, the Seahawks kicker, missed an extra point and a field goal, so it really kind of evened out in the end. But, it's just losing. It sucks to lose. It really does. You can see, it's kind of late right now, but, I'll say this. We have some hope of our first home game tomorrow against the Arizona Cardinals and their rookie quarterbacks. You know what that means? Break out the Hall of Fame jacket. He's gonna have unreal and ridiculous numbers. That's just what we do. 3-13 against, or it was 3-12 against rookie quarterbacks or something in the last 10 years. It's ridiculous. But hey, at least we're home. We finally got, after 7 weeks of not being home, we're finally home again. I'm excited to go to the game, kind of. Probably not going to be anyone there because the Cardinals aren't that good, so we could beat them. And we basically have to win out. So win 8 games in a row to go to the playoffs. And is that unrealistic? Yes, it is unrealistic. But it all starts with beating the Cardinals. So maybe we win. Hope to have a good time tomorrow. Of course, there'll be a podcast following it at some point during next week. Talk about that game. I'll probably be talking about how Kyler Murray got 400 yards passing, threw for 3 touchdowns, and I'm going to be mad at the defense for letting him do that. And then we'll talk about Jason Light being bad, and then it'll be a normal podcast. But until then, watch the game tomorrow. We need you guys watching the games. It's important. You need to watch us lose. You have to understand the sorrow, and because eventually it's going to get better when we fire Jason Light. Because we will eventually. We have to. Because there's no way he's going to pick anyone good. So that's going to do it for this podcast, and we'll see you guys next time. Go Bucs. And also, reminder, I will still try to do these once a week. Okay, I just forgot against the Titans. So, yeah. See you next time.